Hey everyone, it's Classic DM. On March the 27th, the Monster Core is going to get released from Paizo for Pathfinder 2nd Edition, the remastered version. Now in this video, we haven't got our copy yet. I've ordered it from my local game store, which I always encourage you to do as well, as opposed to Amazon or someone. Support your local game store, or if you want to order it from Paizo directly, do that as well. But there's a number of questions around this book, not really sure what's going to be in it. I did a little digging around, and the word on the street that it's beautiful. Everyone's talking about how I don't know how people got their copies early. That's fine. Maybe they're on subscription or something. But let's go ahead and talk about what's going on with the book and some questions for you to think about. I'm very curious about how they decided to put this together. Now, what's in it, what they're saying is in it. 376 pages, 400 monsters, 8 new dragons. Here's an example of some of the names, like a fortune dragon, a peerless dragon, adamantine dragon, a mirage dragon, a diabolic dragon. They're supposed to be including some templates that help you figure out how to take an existing monster and transform it into something else, or tweak it, make a subclass version of it, or a soldier or henchman, something along those lines. Which I think is really nice. They have all the errata. So remember, Pathfinder 2nd Edition was released in 2019. I think it was like August the 19th or so. That's when I really started trying to support them as much as I possibly can, because what they've done with their game system is really strong. There's elements to it that I don't like, but that's okay. That's usually social elements. It's not about the actual game elements itself. They're also talking about, it's 400 new monsters. So if you're in 376 pages, you're talking about probably like a monster per page. Every now and then you'll have like 2 on the same page. Hundreds, not 100, hundreds of full color illustrations. I wish they'd said, it's almost funny, it's like they didn't want to say 250 new full color illustrations, because then you just do the math, right? You say, oh, it's 400 monsters, but only about half of them or 3/4 of them have new pictures. I don't really have a problem with them reusing the pictures from before, because the artists they use are usually really good. These are contract artists most of the time. They'll sit in the office over there. Most of the game industry people, and publishing especially, use contract artists from around the world, a lot of times from Eastern Bloc, European, Asian locations where, $500 goes a long ways. It's a lot of money. It doesn't mean that we're taking advantage of people with lower income. It's not really like that. It's the exchange rates, their quality of life. The amount of money you make in Germany is very different than the amount of money you make in the United Kingdom versus Ireland, Norway, Sweden, etc. Every country in the world has a different economic kind of model. The United States money translates over very differently. You can get access to extremely talented artists, and not as a U.S. person, you're not paying them $5K per picture. You're paying them, $250 to $1,000 a picture. And I wouldn't be surprised if sometimes some of the younger artists that are in there are getting like $100 a picture, and they make 12 of them, and that's a lot of money. And they probably pay their rent for, if they're renting an apartment or something for a year. Anyway, the economics aside, everyone does that. There's some really driven, really beautiful concept artists around the world. Just go look at ArtStation, especially type in Paizo ArtStation or Pathfinder. You'll be blown away by it. Now, what does that mean? This is the part I'm really interested in. I'm very interested in to see how they handle the art. Like if I was over there and I was working, I had to make a creative director or a game director decision on what we're going to do. If I was a publishing director, I was like, well, we can't release a book with all the old pictures in it. It doesn't feel like a good value, especially since everyone knows that we're just renaming the drow, or changing something here, adding a couple names here to separate ourselves from the OGL. So it's pretty obvious right off the bat they can't release a book with lots of the old pictures in it. But how much is enough? I'm sure they sat in a conference room and made a decision about that one day. So, well, let's, some of our pictures in the past are they're epic. They really, you don't need to redraw them. You don't need to redo them. Let's redo the ones that weren't so hot to trot on, because we're not making this Monster Core book all brand new enemies. They're going to have to respect the old ones and bring them over. So there's a number of questions I have about that. Let's go ahead to the question page, because I'm getting ahead of myself. But before I do that, March the 27th, it's the 22nd now. It's about 5 days from now. You might even have your copy right now. If you do, put a comment below and say, hey, it's this, it's freaking awesome, or I hate it, or whatever. $60 for a book, hardback books printed in China, full color. It's always that much. They got to make a profit. I understand it. It's as much as a video game. The book will last you a lot longer than a video game. $19.99 for a PDF. That's really affordable, to tell you the truth. $20. I mean, come on. All right, so questions. What's the approach, right? Is the approach going to be, we release Monster Core 1, and then Monster Core 2, and then Monster Core 3? And if we do that, do we put the monsters in the same order that we did before in Bestiary 1, Bestiary 2, and Bestiary 3? That's what I would have done, okay? But I'm not a publisher. They're better at this than I am, right? I'm a video game guy. That's what I would have done, because then you could expect like, oh, that's awesome because some of my favorite enemies are in Bestiary 2 and Bestiary 3, but I still want all three of them, so I can look forward to them going down that route. We don't know the pattern. If you have seen something and read something that says, oh, yeah, they're doing it that way. They're releasing Monster Core 2 in November of this year, because I haven't seen anything about that yet. I've not been keeping up with any press releases. I haven't been watching videos from other YouTube people that say, oh, yes, this is what they're doing. So if you know the answer to that, let us know, because I'd love to know, is that what they're doing? Are they going to be doing Monster Core 1, 2, and 3? All right. Second question. Are they going to do Bestiary 1, 2, and 3/ Monster Core 1, 2, and 3? If they do that, are they going to do it the same way? Like, is it the same enemies in Bestiary 1 or also in Monster Core 1? Which makes sense, because if you look at the Bestiary, just says Bestiary. It doesn't say Bestiary 1. It's like AC/DC. You know, it's like Led Zeppelin 1. It doesn't say 1 on it. So they probably would do that. I would do that. It would be a disservice to not carry over all this brilliant time and energy put into Bestiary 1, 2, and 3 and bring it forward. Now, how much renaming is going on? Well, I've heard a couple things. I had to go back one of my adventures that had the word drow in it and rename them, and I made my own version of the drow, because they dropped the drow completely and have some other new enemies, ecosystem, society going. That's fine. The part about the new dragons, that's interesting, because a lot of people talk about how the different types of dragons have been in D&D and classic and platinum dragons and black dragons and acid dragons, red dragons, except, we'll see what happens. Chromatic dragons. I'm not a big fan of the dragon thing, because I actually don't ever run adventures that have dragons in it, except for Glacial Rift or Frost Giant Jarl. Okay, so how much new content is there? Do they actually throw a few goodies in there? I found that most of the time when these guys put out a book, they put something new in there. Like put in new perks, they put in a new class system or new background or ancestry. Are they going to do something like that with this? No, it's probably not going to be player-centric, verbatim, like ABC stuff. But do they throw in like, well, we thought that this one enemy is kind of crappy, so we made a subset of them that's more stealth-oriented and hides in the shadows and backstabs, as opposed to runs around naked in a field with a corn cob in its hand. So maybe things that they changed, or maybe they kept it all. It would be easier to keep it the same. Fix the numbers, fix the naming, pick and choose where to get new pictures. So I doubt there'll be any brand new content except for the dragon things and replacing the drow. So, or here's the other route. Did they pick and choose the best of the best from the bestiary, or did they pick and choose, oh, okay, our bestiary, our monster core is going to have 25% of the monsters in the bestiary, 25% of the monsters in bestiary 3, and 50% of the monsters in bestiary 2 is the biggest seller. Is there a picking and choosing? Because remember, with Player Core, they did that. You didn't get the same initial classes that were in the that were in the first core rulebook and then the advanced player's guide. You didn't get all of it, right? There's going to be a Player Core 1, which already been released in November, and a Player Core 2, which is coming out, I don't know, maybe this June or something like that. Then you'll have the full rounded out number of classes. So did they do the same kind of approach here? They needed to do that for a reason in Player Core 1 because of changes to magic systems and magic schools and stuff like that. And they had to probably pick and choose which is the right ones to set forth. But there were classes in the core rulebook from 2019 that are not in Player Core 1. Now, you don't really need all these new books, but you should buy them anyway, right? You don't really need them, but you should buy them anyway, okay? I don't get a royalty for this crap, but you should buy them. These guys are making stuff. If these guys weren't here, you wouldn't have anything cool to do, right? D&D, I mean, they laid off like 11,000 people got laid off. I believe it was 1,100 people got laid off from Wizards of the Coast last year, including Mike Burles. It's like, what? Why would you do that? It's, I don't know, ridiculous. You think they made enough money off of Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, so when will we get the complete set? These are the major questions I want to know about. These aren't controversial questions, just like to know about it. Maybe they're still deciding. Maybe they're just, let's go get this list. Here's the master spreadsheet of all the monsters that need new art. Get the art director, get the outsourcing manager, and go execute that task. And as those things roll in, and in the meantime, let's go ahead and change all the numbers and fix all the names and get all the written stuff done. So copy is done, and you're getting all the concept art put together. And then we come back, and as things come together, we line that publishing schedule up with our other publishing schedules and other things that we're doing. That's probably how they're going to do it. So I can't wait to get it. Gosh, I hope I get it today. They said it was going to come this week. What I'm going to do in the next video is I actually want to take a look and see what the answers are. We'll come back to these questions. Like, is Bestiary 1, page 1, the same as Monster Core 1, page 1, and we'll flip through both of them and take a look at it, and I'll get my overhead camera set up and all that kind of crap possibly. Anyway, thanks for tuning in the video. I just want to keep it short and sweet this time, because what they're doing with this incremental series of releases, the thing they've done really well, which I think is great, is Player Core and GM Core come out at the same time. You know, don't do the thing that Wizards of the Coast did for years, where you release a player's handbook and then the DM's guide comes out 6 months later. We're not that broke these days. We can handle this stuff. So it's not usually it's usually a publishing timing issue. So I'm glad they did that. Now you got the game playable. Boom, it's on the Orc license. Now you're going to have the bestiary coming in, so now you can have your 3 books with you at the table. You'll be awesome as a game master. So, but yeah, tune in next time, and I'll put a video up that says, okay, we're going to flip through them, take a look at both of them, and talk about it, because we're not going to criticize it, because it's going to be awesome no matter what. I'm really excited about this. That's it for today. Just want to keep it short and sweet. You know, 10 minutes at the most is all you really need to kind of talk about this. Don't forget to get your copy. If you just want the PDF, come back on the 27th to the Paizo's website, and you can just buy it from them directly. That's always really good. The last thing is, yeah, do you ever need to find these things? Because Paizo's website's horrible for searching. Just go to Google and type Pathfinder Monster Core. You type in Pathfinder Monster Core, you'll see the link right to Paizo's website. If you go to Paizo's website and you're already on a page, and you type in Bestiary or Bestiary 1, it'll bring up this silly list of all these different subjects and possibilities, and it's like, what? And it's really hard to navigate. It's like built on a forum page or something, but that's neither here nor there. We'll come back and take a look at this in detail. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll put some more content together for you guys more frequently this year than we did last year. Last year was really, really busy for me, and this year's going to be much calmer, and I'm really excited about having the time to do these fun, creative things like this. We'll talk to you later, and take care.